And now, for the next few minutes, as the Doak burns. The Trail of Tears migrates to the southwest, and the Seminoles take on another newcomer in the ACC, a school that is familiar with pain and suffering as well as controversy, the SMU Mustangs. For decades, the Mustangs were the doormat of college football, after hitting a walk-off grand slam to win the death penalty in the 1980s. They would fall into irrelevance until 2010 when they won Hawaii Bowl against Nevada. Now in this decade, after years of rebuilding and a new era of NIL, the Mustangs have risen from the ashes into a more financially sound resurrection of the Pony Express. Last season, they won their first conference championship since the late 80s by winning the AAC title, and now they're looking to be competitive and seek a potential spot in the ACC title race, even possibly the playoffs. The same cannot be said for Florida State. After starting the season ranked number 10 in the country, they have been stung by Yellow Jackets and ran into a wall known as the Eagles in Boston College. When we last left off, they were being mauled by Tigers from Memphis and had a date with the Golden Bears of California. However, as fate had it, the game dubbed Woke versus Doak ended in a win for the Seminoles, their first of the season. The jubilation from this victory was enough to cancel last week's episode, and not for any other reason whatsoever. But the same cannot be said for this week, for there is no running away from whatever in the fucking God happened on the field at Gerald Ford Stadium. Sorry. The start of the game was competitive as SMU and Florida State traded touchdowns on their opening drives. For a moment, it seemed like the Noles might have captured some much-needed momentum after beating Cal last week as they hold off the Mustangs for the rest of the first quarter. But of course, they just couldn't help themselves.
To his left, throw back, and intercepted! Jonathan McGill!
SMU plucks that ball out of the sky with a diving interception right as the Seminoles got their offense going. And the Mustangs decide to pull out the tried and true flea flicker to take the lead. Like a fish to a hooked worm, the Noles fall for it completely. Despite this, Florida State shows some life with a blocked field goal attempt. Does the offense do anything with this? Of course not. Despite moving downfield, their drive stalls out with a goal line stand by the Mustangs. The Noles do get a lifeline with a... I swear to God, that almost looked intentional. That ball was snapped so high over the punter, it might as well have been. Maybe it was because he had to be in closer than he would have liked, but that's embarrassing for SMU. Jesus Christ, can Florida State please capitalize on this to start the second half?
Second and a short 5. Little play fake. Uyunglele lines up. And it's picked. Off the deflection, Ahmad Walker's got it. And he's
of course not. It's DJU. He's practicing for his future career at McDonald's by handing out cookies to the Mustangs. SMU immediately gets into the end zone, and this game is starting to slip away from the Seminoles. But last week, the Noles have finally learned to fight back like the teams of old. Last year's team, for example. However, SMU is throwing dimes, and the cashier is quarterback RJ Jennings. After another touchdown on a 3rd and goal by SMU, all hope may be lost for the Garnet and Gold. But then, DJU completes some passes for the first time all fucking night, and Florida State finally drives the ball downfield for a touchdown. The first one they have scored in the 3rd quarter all season. Wait, seriously? They haven't scored in the 3rd quarter once this season with a touchdown? Jesus fuck!
Some of you fuckers need Jesus.
SMU responds behind running back Brashard Smith, who both carries the ball downfield and kills Precious Clock. SMU methodically grinds their way into the end zone for another touchdown early in the 4th quarter, and time is fucking out for the Noles. The comeback needs to start now.
Castromano drives it toward Daniels. Right around the 30, and he didn't get it, and the ball is loose, and I think Florida State recovered it in SMU territory.
As if the ancestors of the great Seminole people touched the ball itself, the Mustangs muffed the punt return, and Florida State recovers it. With excellent field position, there are no more excuses for DJU. The comeback must begin now.
Pressure coming. Intercepted. Kobe Wilson to pick. Trying to take it across midfield. Does. And still on his feet. Out of 2 tackles. And Wilson will score.
Knock, knock. Who's there? You blew it. You blew it who? You blew it bad.
Yeah, that seems about right. Not only does DJU throw another pick, the Mustangs bulldoze their way all the way for the touchdown. I'm just going to go ahead and read off some stats real quick here. Let's see. DJ threw the ball 30 times in this game. 12 of those balls were caught by Florida State, and 3 of them by SMU. He had a QBR of 13.2. 13.2. As a team, Florida State ran the ball for 73 yards. Total, SMU ran the ball for 226 yards. DJ threw the ball for 222 yards. SMU, top to bottom, destroyed this team. They burned the Doak to the ground, danced on the ashes, and salted the earth so nothing could ever grow again, then pissed on it just to make sure. And this game was being played in Dallas. If you had said 10 years ago that SMU would do this to Florida State, ever, they would have laughed in your face. Now the team that some say caused Florida State to begin its lawsuit against the ACC just to leave it, just whipped its ass from pillar to post. Karma is the meanest fucking bitch in the universe, and Florida State is getting ruthlessly punished for being pricks off the field. SMU may not be ranked, but they are going to be a big problem for the ACC as we reach the halfway point. They see themselves as contenders, and just proved it by beating up a very bad Florida State team. They might be punching above their weight right now, but the message has been sent. The Pony Express is back, and you better get the fuck out of the way or get ran over. As Florida State limps back to the Doak next week, they will find no comfort as Clemson awaits them. And with that, we have run out of time this week as the Doak burns. Jesus fucking Christ, this is going to be a long series, isn't it?